Have you ever wrapped up a workday feeling totally wiped out? Like your back is stiff, your brain is completely fried, but you barely moved an inch all day? It's kind of a crazy paradox, right? You'd think sitting still would save up your energy, but it actually drains it. So we're going to explain exactly why that happens, and much more importantly, how you can fix it without totally upending your routine.
The moment we stop moving, four major physiological areas take an immediate hit. We're talking circulation, blood sugar, breathing, and brain function. Think of this as our roadmap for the science we're about to look at, because each one of these vital systems reacts dramatically when we just stay still.
Let's tackle circulation first. Did you know your leg muscles actually act like your body's second heart? Yeah, they do way more than just help you walk. Every time you take a step, those muscles squeeze your nearby veins and actively help pump blood back up against gravity to your heart. When you sit for hours, you're essentially turning that second heart off. The result? Blood moves way more slowly through your legs, which leads to poor circulation, that heavy leg feeling, and even ankle swelling.
Next up, blood sugar. A lot of us assume blood sugar spikes only happen if we eat too many sweets, right? But movement is actually a massive part of the equation. See, active muscles are hungry. They pull glucose right out of your bloodstream and burn it up for fuel. But when you're just sitting, your inactive muscles don't need that fuel. So that glucose basically just hangs out in your bloodstream way longer after you eat. Over time, spending huge chunks of your day inactive makes it much harder for your body to regulate its blood sugar properly.
Okay, real quick, check your posture right now. Seriously, how are you sitting as you listen to this? I ask because posture and breathing are incredibly closely connected. When we're glued to a computer, it's so common to lean forward and round our shoulders. But what you might not realize is that slouching actually compresses your chest. It literally limits the movement of your diaphragm, which is your main breathing muscle. So your breathing gets shallower, you get fatigued, your energy drops, and you probably don't even notice it happening.
And hey, that physical fatigue, it spills right over into your mind too. When you sit continuously for long stretches without a break, it's incredibly common to get that mentally sluggish brain fog feeling. But compare that to taking just brief movement breaks. A quick stroll around the room might not seem like a big deal, but it actually provides enough movement to snap your brain right out of that fog and make you feel significantly more alert.
Finally, let's look at the muscles that are actually supposed to hold you upright. When you sit, your crucial posture muscles basically go to sleep. We're talking about your glutes, your core, and your upper back. They just switch off because they aren't being challenged. People always assume that back pain comes from doing way too much heavy lifting, right? But surprisingly, it very often comes from doing too little. So, how do we fix this?
Well, the great news is you absolutely do not need grueling, intense workouts to see real health benefits. Just take a look at this number, 150. According to major organizations like the World Health Organization and the CDC, adults should aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity every single week.
Now, I hear you. 150 minutes sounds like a massive, intimidating commitment. But check out this next number, 22. When you break that big weekly goal down, it comes out to just 22 to 30 really manageable minutes a day. That's it. Just over 20 minutes, that is literally all it takes to start reversing the biological toll of sitting.
And what actually counts as moderate intensity? Honestly, a lot of normal stuff. Brisk walking, a comfortable bike ride, dancing, hiking, or even just doing active household chores around the house. Or, if you prefer, you can get similar benefits with 75 minutes of vigorous activity, like running. Oh, and definitely take note of that last point. Experts highly recommend mixing in some strength training exercises at least twice a week, just to keep your muscles and balance in check.
Simple habits that work. If you're a busy adult glued to a desk all day, the absolute best trick is breaking your movement into bite-sized chunks. Experts say to aim for roughly 45 to 60 total minutes of walking spread out over the day. And this brilliantly illustrates how easy that is. A 10-minute walk in the morning, another 10 minutes after lunch, and a quick 10 minutes after dinner. Boom! You've easily racked up 30 minutes of activity, crushing your daily goal, and you never even had to block out an intimidating hour for the gym. Let's rapid fire a few more simple habits you can start literally today. First up, stand up every 30 to 60 minutes. Seriously, the main goal is just interrupting those long blocks of stillness. Use your phone, set a timer. When it buzzes, just stand up and move for 2 to 5 minutes. Walk to another room, go refill your water, or just pace around the office. Remember, you don't need a full workout, you just need to break the stillness.
Here's another one, and it's super effective. Walk after your meals. This one is a real game changer because you get dual benefits. Yes, you're bumping up your total daily activity, but remember what we said earlier about blood sugar? A quick 5 to 10 minute stroll right after eating helps those newly active muscles soak up the glucose from your meal.
Next habit, take your phone calls while standing up. Think about how many calls you take where you don't actually need to be staring at a screen. Standing or pacing around during those conversations is such a seamless way to sneak movement into your day, and it doesn't eat up a single second of your busy schedule.
So, the big takeaway here is this: make movement part of your existing routines. People struggle to exercise because they see it as this extra tiring chore they have to do. Instead, try habit stacking. Go for a walk while you listen to a podcast. Take the stairs when you can. Park at the far end of the lot. Stand up while you're clearing out your inbox. Just make movement an effortless part of what you're already doing.
And please, remember this: don't chase perfection. Look, some days you're going to be super active, and other days you're just going to be stuck at your desk for 8 hours. And you know what? That is completely normal. The goal here isn't some unrealistic expectation where you eliminate sitting entirely. The actual goal is simply to spend less time sitting continuously without taking a break.
Which perfectly sums up the core message of this whole explainer. Sitting itself isn't the enemy. Remaining still for hours at a time is the real problem. Your whole body, your muscles, your blood vessels, your heart, lungs, and brain, they are quite literally designed for regular movement throughout the day. You don't have to train for a marathon to be healthy, you just need to give your body the regular movement it was built for.
But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. How many hours a day do you honestly think you spend sitting? Do the math and drop your number down in the comments. If you found this explainer helpful, be sure to share it with someone who spends most of their day at a desk. Keep moving, and I'll see you next time.